people need some help and guiding to do that. And I think listening to different people, it's the best thing to trying to find your way.
The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will.
Welcome to Perspective, a podcast for wedding creatives, where we sit down often with a special guest and talk about our many years of experience in the wedding industry so you can learn from us and grow your wedding business. On today's episode, we'll be introducing you to F2 Studios' Javier Abad and focusing our conversation on destination wedding photography and so much more. And who better, I guess, to join us for this particular discussion than with an official Fujifilm ex-photographer and Pic-time ambassador with a passion for nature and travel. And in the spirit of things, let's keep it rolling. Let's go into the episode. An episode, of course, which is sponsored by With Jack and by Wooden Banana. But I'll get onto that a little bit later in the show. However, Greg, what are these tasty morsels in front of us?
I ran downstairs and got us some nitro cold brews from the new coffee shop downstairs.
I haven't had nitro cold brew in a long time.
The coffee shop's called Absolute Roasters, and it's
classy name
downstairs from us. So finally some good coffee other than what we brew here.
Yes.
Available nearby.
And it's quite nice because there's ice in it. So it's a nice cold beverage on such a sunny day when we're in our black studio box.
Javier, do you have a coffee or anything to drink there?
No, I don't take anything. As you see, I'm very prepared for this interview. I prepare my headphones and my everything, and water and tea and everything, but I don't have anything here.
That's absolutely fine. If you need to stop and go and get something like halfway through, feel free to just...
I think I have one thing that I want to take. Give me 30 seconds.
All right. And while Javier is away getting his beverage, and I'm very intrigued to see what it is, we have just come back more or less from Skye. We shot our very first elopement with our brand new Sony kit, shooting primes. And how did it go, Greg?
It went well. The footage is looking good.
I'm the most boring person in the world because when you're going out with me, I always drink water. So everybody says, do you want a coffee? No, I don't drink coffee. Do you have a tea? No, I don't drink tea. So what do you want? Water. That's the simple life that I have.
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with water, by the way. That looks like a cool flask. What is that?
Yes, you know what it is.
See, perfect little thermos.
Yes,
ideal.
It's a present from Pic-time that they give to me. So yeah, it's it. I have to use it. So I have the I can do it. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna have to speak to Aga and see if I can get a Pic-time flask. All right.
You should talk with Aga, that you have talking with her these days. So yeah, maybe you can ask her for one.
Yes, I was bothering her about some other information about you. Her and Monica was hitting up, but they were most kind and gave me some background information on you, which was great.
I don't think there was any dirty gossip.
There was
you're too clean.
Yeah, that's right. I have to thank you for coming on, because when I originally asked, I sent along a video message which obviously had my face on it. So I'm very glad you've joined us and that my face didn't scare you away. So if my face or my hair don't scare you, it's fine for me. Yeah, so yeah, that's fine, because sometimes it's my it's like the math chemist. You know, I studied chemistry I have a degree in chemistry.
So when I said people that I studied chemistry, everybody said, you have that higher, that page, you have chemistry. So yeah, that's it. The honest of me is fine.
Yeah. And do you have an interest in chemistry, or did you feel like you just had the look down to a T and you just thought you'd do it?
No, when I started studying the university, and I decided that I had to do something. I want to go to university, and at that time, in chemistry was a thing that I like a lot. So I decided to try it. But when I started studying more deeply, at the end I said, "No way! I think it's not for me." And at that time, I started to also taking photos in the university and everything. Photography is like this high, and chemistry go down, down, down. And then,
Yeah.
So when I finished my degree, I decided that maybe it would be better to try photography. I don't want to be in a laboratory inside. I'm more an outdoor person.
Yeah.
I decided that, and I was lucky, and yeah, I'm just after I'm photographer. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to do that.
Yeah, Greg and I feel like Greg and I have a very similar backstory there, in the fact that we met at university, and we both decided, and we were studying music technology. So basically, living a life stuck in a dark room and recording equipment. Somewhere along the lines, we have made a mistake, and we've ended back in a dark room to do podcasts. But we concentrate on doing elopement, so that we're out sometimes. So how have you been since? You were doing a talk at Way Up North. So how was that?
Amazing! It was an amazing experience. For me, it wasn't easy because I prepare a totally new talk.
Okay.
I was thinking a lot from January. I think I started preparing the presentation, and it was like a really self knowledge of myself. I was trying to. A lot of self-reflection, I want to say that,
right.
About myself and about my work, about everything. And it was a very interesting journey to prepare this presentation. And I'm very happy how I did it.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. And the experience Rome was amazing. It's a city that I love. So it was really good. Also, all the people I met there, that they are so nice. I met a lot of different people, and then we spent Monica and me spent 3 days there in the city, exploring a bit and enjoying and eating, basically.
Absolutely.
Eating every time. That's what we do, and yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah. So your talk was it was titled "My Own Algorithm." Is that right?
Yes.
Did you have to do a lot of self-reflection to write it, or did you already know everything? Like I know it was about you, but sometimes do we really spend a lot of time thinking about ourselves? Like I don't. So I feel like I try to ask myself questions about myself, like throughout life. I'm always checking in about my beliefs or things that I like, and I'm always asking myself why do I like these things? Why do I think about these things? Were you the same writing this talk, or did you already know?
Yes, totally. I was also my friend Javier Mariscal, who knows me very, 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 very well. I work with him a lot doing the slideshows and everything. He's like my guide and my inspiration, and I talk a lot with him about the presentation, and he helps me with the direction that I have to take. So yes, in this, the answer to your question is yes. I have to think a lot about how to express how I am, and trying to put all the things in order to speak and for people to understand what's important for me, and what makes me Javier Abad, and the person who is speaking with you.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting reflection, and I have the help of a lot of people. Also, I talk a lot with Nirit from Pic-time.
Oh yeah.
That he told me some interesting things about me, that it was like a starting point, and then also as Cole, the organizer of Way Up North, about why he chose me to be there, and with that starting point, I started the talk, and then I speak about the things that for me are important and that they are my own algorithm.
Yeah. And do you feel that like the wedding industry sort of pushes people, or a lot of people sort of fall into just being almost like sheep and not having their own algorithm and following other people's examples? Do you think, is that something you've seen in the wedding industry?
Yes, of course. I think this industry is like, this year people do these things, the next year people do these things, the next year now it's black and white and on the Blu-ray images, and everybody goes in this trend. And people don't think by themselves what they want to do, and if the photography it's themselves or not, or whatever. They only try to go with the trend and do it. That. I think that it's fine for me. I'm not criticizing someone or anything, because you have to have the experience to know what you want to do, and to choose the path that you want to go. So it's a part of the experience, more or less, I think.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think a lot of people do struggle with that. I mean, I'm sure we have even struggled with, trends or things that come by, or ideas, and it can be quite hard to come out of it. So, do you have any? Are you going to be doing your talk again? Another Way Up North or somewhere else?
At this moment, I don't know. At this moment, I take this for Way Up North. I don't have any other offers. If someone's going to bring me to somewhere to do it, I'm really glad to do it, because I love to travel and to connect with new people. That's, for me, is part of my algorithm. Is that the things that I was saying there is like the people is around me. And the people that you meet, it's very important to know what you want to do, and what's important for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, like, talking about Way Up North, when we went, I think that is the best. Like, you just forget how many other people have the same passion as you do. I mean, obviously, our podcast reaches quite a lot of photographers and filmmakers, so they can kind of understand the community that we're all a part of. But there's nothing quite like going and seeing face to face those real people that you have a connection with. And I was really quite sad about missing Way Up North this year. Yeah. But I've told Greg we're going to go to Vienna. That's where the next one is. We've got nothing booked, so we will be there, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So I don't know if you'll be there, but
I don't know. By the moment, I don't think so, because I so much traveling this season, and I have a lot of different places to go. Not too far, but because mainly I do all my weddings in Spain. So, but I travel a lot I live in the northwest, in Asturias, and most of my weddings are in Catalonia, in Barcelona, and in Balearic Island. So I travel a lot. So I don't know if in October I will be with, because in October I have some travels. Also in November I will go, as all the years, to World's Workshop that in Canary Island. I've been coming there for all editions, all the 6 editions. So for me, it's like a pilgrimage. Do you say? Like every year I go there, and it's like for me, like the season is over. I'm here enjoying with people. And for me, it's like a tradition. Like I have to go there. It's like Pablo Begles, that is the organizer of this thing, is a great friend of mine. So he invites me every year. Some years I have to speak, other years I'm there working for all the things that he needs. So for me, it's like too much travel in this next month. So I don't know if I'm coming or not.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Well, talk to us about your home. Is that where you found this passion for nature? That is very clear. It's very clear when you look at your work that you have a passion for nature in particular, and you love to travel. And if you were just left in the hills, I feel like you'd be very happy.
Yes, of course. Yes. I was born here where I live. It's in Asturias, in northwest Spain. It's a small region. It's 1 million inhabitants, and I live in the center of Asturias. Okay. I was born here, and I've been living here all my life. So people sometimes is like, what do you live here? You travel so much. So because I have a lot of things very important for me here. It's like my family is here. Also, I have the mountains around my home. So like this morning I woke up at 6 in the morning. I opened my eyes and said, I'm going to see the sunrise. So I take the car, and in 25 minutes I was seeing the sunrise. It's so good. I walk like 1 hour, and then go back to home at 9:30. I was in the computer editing a wedding. So life is easy, and here is not so expensive to live. It's not like a great capital or something. So it's very easy.
Yes, in fact, it's still on your Instagram. I don't know if my camera can pick that up. Probably not, because it's on face recognition. But I mean, beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Yeah. So that's so close to your doorstep's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. This is my happy place. I feel this place is really, really, really special because you can see sunrise from there. You can see sunset from there. And it has a special energy there. There is no problems. If you stay there, is no problems. No anything. There is a big rock over there, so I go there and sit down there and I look at the sunrise. Just relax. That's a good way of starting the day.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, did Monica mention that you've just bought a house in the mountains?
Oh, Monica, yes.
She's giving me all the gossip.
I'm going to sing it on Friday. So I'm going to. I have been looking in that area where I see the sunrises and everything, because there is my favorite mountain. It's like a perfect rock pyramid, very amazing mountain. So in the last 3 years, I have been looking for a house that have that views. And I was looking at the end, like 2 months ago, I say this one, and it's a ruin. No, it's not a house, because it's an old stable where the cows are. An old stable, and I have to do everything new. So it will be a really interesting journey this next years. But I'm really excited about it because it's like my personal project. I want to have it there. And my idea is to have also a small Airbnb next to my house.
Lovely.
So I can be there and also rent an apartment next to my house. So that's my idea at this moment. But for that, I need some money, a lot of money. So it's had to be like really. I want to make it slowly with love, and I don't want to be stressed about that because I want to be all the feelings that I want to be in that house is there has to be positive. Mm-hmm. So that's my idea. Also, I think I'm not gonna live there all time. So I split my time between here, where the village where I live. It's 45 minutes from the house that I bought. So yeah, I split my life between that because in the mountains you are very good, but I'm very social, so I like to talk with people and spend time with people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be good in the mountains if I have an Airbnb there to rent. It will be people coming and everything, but I have to split between living here and living in the mountains.
Yeah. The best of both worlds.
Yes, that's the idea. That's the idea because it was my dream. Sometimes if you work hard, you do your dream. So yeah, by now I have 2 years to do all the renovations and everything. I think 2 years, maybe more. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really excited to do it because it's like my passion project. I want to do it.
Very cool. Are you going to be showing us on Instagram? Are you going to be keeping us all updated? Yeah, excellent.
Yes.
Good.
Do you know that I'm not very active on Instagram? You know, it's like I don't because for me Instagram is like also in F2 Studio on Javier Abad, my personal profile. Mm-hmm. I try to not to force the things. I only post when I feel that I have to post. And when I post, especially in Javier Abad, in my personal account, I try to write things. I got to choose the right photos for the things that I want to write. Yeah. So I want to be in the right mood to write that. And maybe it's every 2 months or every 3 months. I'm at home and I say, it's fine, I'm going to do something. And I spend the day looking for photos and then thinking what I can write and everything, because my galleries are so big because I have so much photos every year. So that I have to look for what photo I want to put and everything. So yeah, it's a process, but I love to do it. Yeah, and for example, in the stories, for me, it's very easy. Like this morning, I like this, and I upload it, and then I forget about it. So I'm not very active, but yes, I want to try to do things with that, with the renovations and everything. So because a lot of people because these news are really, really, really new. Monica was sending the right news, and it was really new, so yeah, it's good to share it with people that know me, and a lot of people knew that my dream was to have a house in the mountains. So yeah, now on Friday I seen it. Then I have to do the renovation to have it, but I'm on my way to do it.
Oh well,
perfect.
Have fun. In fact,
it will be really fun. It will be a relation between love and hate, maybe sometimes.
In fact, well, I should make an announcement to Monica. Thank you very much, Monica, for helping me get some juicy gossip on our pal here. And I suppose, like, Javier, you're really here because Monica had only nice things to say about coming onto the podcast. So again, Monica, thank you very much.
Thank you, Monica. We talk almost every day. So this morning we were talking. Our conversations, it's maybe between today I think there was like 20 minutes, but every 20 minutes or 1 hour, it depends. Every day is like every we know each other so well, and also it's so. I'm so thankful to have Monica as my friend, my best friend, I would say, and she's so amazing and is so well, you know her.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I want to get to know a little bit more about you, Javier. But before I do, I'll just do a Patreon notice. I almost forgot what it was called. Patreon notice. We have a Patreon. For those of you who want to support the podcast, you can do so at patreon.com/perspective by Cinemate. And for as little as £1, you can support us doing this. And for the price of a coffee every month, you can get our Q&As, which, if you're listening to the podcast and you're thinking, I've never heard of Q&A, that's because you're not part of the Patreon. And it's all the bonus questions. It's about 20 to 30 minutes extra of podcast length that we keep for those who join us on Patreon. And you can do so. So come and join us. Anyway, and after last episode, I've now taken reins of the desk. People, can't wait. It's my job now. I get to hit the button. All right, Javier. I have already introduced you, but who are you and what do you do?
Ooh, difficult question. Who are you? Who I am? I don't know.
And you don't need to give us your whole talk. I know you've written a lot about yourself, so just.
No, I'm going to say the first thing that I said in that presentation. I said, I'm a simple person who enjoy simple everyday pleasures. I think I said there. So I don't think I'm much more than this. I try to enjoy life, enjoy the people I have around, doing what I like to do, and taking photos of everything I do in my professional way, and on my personal life, I always take photos of everything. If I travel or if I'm going to see the sunrise, today I was taking photos. For me, nature is my main inspiration, and people also. I think it's nature and people mostly.
So you've been photographing for, I believe, more than 20 years, and you started doing sort of skate and snowboard stuff that appeared in magazines. Yes. So is that how your career in photography started?
Yes, actually, I started taking photos in the university. I was I can go to my. I like remembering my presentation the other day, but when I was like 16, my parents gave me an snowboard, and I started snowboarding, and I started traveling with my friends. I started taking photos, and I was also into skateboarding and to music, and then all the travels that I do, I start taking photos, mm-hmm. and all in an organic way. I started to publish in magazines, and at this moment, when I finished my degree, I decided I want to take more photos, and I have to take another job because with the money I got from the photos, it wasn't enough. Mm-hmm. So I started taking photos and more, and then I with a friend we started a magazine. We started to the magazine, and it was about skate and snowboard, music and art. So it was perfect. We got distribution all around Spain, and it was a really good times. But then, 2008. The crisis comes, and mm-hmm. all the magazines close. We had to close the magazine, so I had to find out what to do with my life and with photography. And then my sister appeared and said that she was getting married, that she wants me to take her wedding photos. I said, no way, I'm not going to do it. And she said, if you have to do it, because if not, I'm not going to hire another photographer. So yeah, you decide.
Wow.
So
Okay. So
I said yes.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that she said that, because I discovered wedding photography. That for me is right now my life, and I'm very thankful for that, because a lot of the friends that I have now comes from weddings, and from and it was really a really amazing journey from 2010 to now. It was, I have a really amazing experiences. I met really amazing people. I travel a lot, and it's like I can't ask for anything better. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did F2 Studios come to be?
It was actually, I think we put online our website on 2011. We started working on it until 2010, and I started with a business partner, with the one that I did the magazine with.
Yeah,
so
okay.
when we closed the magazine, I was looking. He has another job, so he was fine, but I don't have another job, so for me it's not fine. So I said, yeah, why don't we do a wedding photography studio? What do you think? I said, oh, fine, yeah, let's do it. And we start with that, and yeah, it was really, really, really good. It was a journey also about that, about trying to grow in that times that it's not like now that social media, Instagram, everything is more easier or difficult, depends on how you look at it. And also there was not such competition here in Asturias. There was no photographer doing some kind of modern wedding photography, so it's easy to grow. And also we have luck, because a friend of mine was getting married in Barcelona. They hired us for the wedding. The wedding was so special in that time, 2011 or 2012. I don't remember exactly, but it was so different, and so they were musicians. They all have tattoos, and it was so modern for here for Spain.
Very cool.
So we shoot that wedding, and we did it well, I think. They start publishing it in blogs, wedding blogs, and those things. And from then it was the next season was full, and we started traveling to different places, and it was really really nice.
Yeah. Thinking back to when your sister came to you and said, "Can you photograph my wedding?" Can you remember what your reason for originally saying no was? Like, what was your thoughts at that time in your photography journey?
Fear, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Fear of not doing it well, or of missing photos, or everything. So in that moment it was fear. It was not everything, because I was okay. I'm not. In that time, it was like wedding photography is not supposed to be cool. And or people say that wedding photography are the worst thing or whatever. But for me, it's not that. For me, it's like I have a big responsibility, and I have to take these photos because it's my sister and my family. So I have to do it well, So it was fear, basically.
Yeah. I want to hear from our listeners if they can remember their first wedding. Can you remember our first wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can?
Quite well.
So can I. I remember the fear. I do remember the fear. And because we do video, we had these big Sony FX3s. FX3? That's not right. EX3s. Anyway, big cameras that had built-in shoulder pads. They were that big. It had a shoulder pad built in. And I just remember, my goodness, I don't want to miss anything. Fun times.
It is a stressful event, like capturing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say, obviously you've said you're a simple guy. That's how you like to live, keeping it simple. Do you have the same approach in business, or is it a lot harder to keep it simple?
I think yes, I try to do the thing simple, but yeah, when we start F2 Studio, we start to grow. At the beginning, we were two, and we were the two to the same wedding. But then we start to grow, and one of a very interesting wedding, a very amazing wedding in a warehouse, and something very, very different here in Spain comes, and we have to split. And when we split to do that wedding, we understand that we can do weddings alone. So we start to book 2 weddings for every weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, the business started to grow, and the money started to grow also. So yeah, it was a part of the business. I try to understand, and I learn a lot about business. I'm very organized, so I like to I look at the numbers, and I try to look at the business side of the thing. And then we continue growing, and we were 3 weddings on the weekend. Yeah, it was fine. But then there was problems with my business partner, and then he decides no, we have an agreement to leave the studio. So we get 2, and then in 2019, the other guy said that he don't want to continue to shoot weddings with me. So I decided to be alone. At this moment, it was my thinking was, I want simple life. I don't want to complicate myself. So I'm going to continue by myself. I have my second shooter here in Asturias that he had been working for me for 5 or 6 years. It's fine. But I decided to simplify things and trying to sacrifice some money, but live more peaceful with myself and with other people. So sometimes I have both sides of the balance. I have the business part of making money, and right now thinking about it, and decide to be more calm and more quiet, and not making so money, but having a peaceful life and simple life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're the same. I think we've got a good balance as well, that we're not chasing money, and that's not our. I mean, this is terrible to say, because obviously we're a business. We're not always chasing money. Like sometimes I will say to Greg, I don't want to shoot here. This is family time, and Greg, he's got a new baby. I'm sure that there'll be weekends that we block off and things like that. So I don't want to say it's more of a lifestyle thing, because it's not. But yeah, there's that.
Being self-employed, it does tend to be a lifestyle sort of business.
Yeah,
you can be more flexible and be like, oh, don't have childcare today. I'll just work from home and do stuff when I can. You don't have a 9 to 5 to report to.
Yeah. So Javier, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't need to answer this, but what was the issue that drove your business partner out of the business? Is it something that I need to watch out for?
No, I think it's different visions of life, of business. Okay. For me, doing weddings, I want to be comfortable with my couples, and I want to connect with them. So for me, it's very important to be in a wedding and to speak with people, with the couples, to feel that you are part of the wedding. But she prefer another type of client, a more high-end client. She was telling me that he was telling me that he want to do that kind of weddings, and I don't feel that I want to do that wedding. So our business started like this, and then there were more difference and a lot of things. So at the end, we have a lot of problems, a lot of discussions, a lot of And at the end, as I was starting, I was the one that I was starting the studio, and I proposed him. I said to him, "You have your job. He has his job. So you have your job. This is my baby. So we have to find a solution." And yeah, I kept to a studio because it's my baby. And so yeah, it was hard times. It's difficult, but you learn from everything in life, and this is a very interesting learning. It's like when in 2019, David, the other guy, decided to leave to a studio. I thought really deeply about it, and I say, yeah, I'm alone. I need to be in peace with myself, in peace with life. I want to make decisions that I want to make. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I feel like we had a very similar moment where we were rebranding, and it was like, oh, we had to really think about it. Like, who's our actual client? Who do we like to be around? What kind of weddings do we want to shoot? And in my head, I think, a wedding. We've got a wedding business. We've got to go for the high. We just got to build up to the peak, which is the luxury wedding market. And it, you spend some time thinking about that, and it's like, but that's not us.
Yeah.
That doesn't bring us joy. What do you like to do? I like our country. I really like the program Outlander. I know I must be the only Scottish person who likes Outlander. I don't know, but I really
maybe yeah. I don't know. Yes.
But yeah, it was that kind of thing. So yeah, interesting.
You've got to sort of stay true to yourself. So it must have been a tough time to go through all that. But if it wasn't true to you to be going for different styles of weddings and doing different things, then it wouldn't have felt right, and you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. So
yeah.
The right decision was probably made in the long run.
So,
what do you actually offer your couples?
Yeah.
Like, what's your package setup? Is it kept simple as well?
What do you think about what I include in my packages?
Yeah.
Mainly, I have in Spain. We don't work by hours. We work a full day package. So we work all day. In the basic package, I put all day an online gallery with high-res photos, and then I think that I always want to do because I want the couples have some photos printed. I give them a very simple album, very very simple, with 25 photos. And I included this from them because I think it's important that they have something printed. And also, if you look at on the business side, because I don't do it by the business side, but I see that it works because they see this. They have the simple album, but then they can upgrade the album. So also it's a very very good business decision, because they always spend more money on the album. So this is the thing that I include in the basic package that I have.
So how many bookings would you say you like to achieve in a year?
For this year, I have to stop taking weddings because I have so much from last year, the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So it was a bit crazy, and I decided that I need some time in the summer for relaxing a bit because so much traveling and everything. So for this year, I think I said 25, but I think I'm going to do like 20, I think 27, or I think I'm going to shoot. So I decided not to take more. 3 months ago, I said that I'm not going to take more weddings because I want to have, in July I have 2 weekends free, and on August I have another 2 weekends free. So I need these little gaps to relax and to be at home or going to the mountains or whatever, or doing things. Last year I was on a hiking trip with some friends from the Pyrenees, and we did 4 days, and this year we want to finish it again. So I have to take time to do that, and also to have time here in Asturias. We also like you are from the north, so the summer is really really short. So if I can get some days here to go to the beach and enjoy, it's important. So
yeah,
so that's the idea. Yeah, I think 25 for me is it's fine. It's a good number to it's good to good money to live and everything. But maybe next year I have to do some more because I have a renovation to do. But I don't. It was of the promise that I make myself when I buy this thing, trying not to think on the money because of the house, because I want to continue to do the same things as I do today. Maybe with the house, and I need more money to do this or to do that, and I don't want to change my way of thinking about my business.
Yeah.
For that. So it's really hard next year when I start to think that. But this year it was a bit crazy with all the cancellation and all the things for other years. This year it's like you have to say no. Maybe next year I'm not so lucky, and I have to ask couples to book me because I don't have so much inquiries and everything. But yeah.
So we've talked about you starting your business and what you offer couples, but how? And obviously, I introduced you as a Fujifilm X ambassador. Mm-hmm. So how and when did that all happen?
So all my life I thought a lot when I prepare the talk for Way Up North, why things happen to me, and it's always the same. It's about going to places, meeting people, being myself with people. It's like this. A lot of people ask me that question about what can I do to be an ex-photographer? What I have to do?
Yeah.
At the end, they come for you. You don't go for them. So it's an organic thing. I in 2015, I think I was finishing my wedding season, and it was like a bit tired of everything. I saw the Fujifilm X-T1, and I have some contact with it's a friend of mine, the organizer of Boda F, the photo convention in Barcelona. Andres Barro is a friend of mine because I've been coming to all the Boda Fs from 2011 to 2022 to this year. So I have a talk with him, and I say, Andres, do you know someone on Fujifilm who can let me try one of the cameras? And he said, yeah, I know. So I start to talk with that guy, and he lent me one camera, and I go on a trip to Portland, and we stay like 20 days traveling, and I only take that camera with a 23 at 1.4. So I take for 20 days photos with that camera. And when I come back, I say, I want to change. I want to do my wedding season with this camera. So I decided to do my season 2015 or 16, I don't remember, 15 I think, season with the X-T1. And it's really a challenge, but I learned a lot about photography, because it was that lag when you shoot the photo, and it was difficult to shoot, but it makes me to be very focused on photography, and also how I shoot. I start shooting looking to the screen, and I realized that thing makes me be more aware of everything that was happening around me.
Right.
So I was prepared in advance for the things that are coming. So, and also to being able to see in the electronic viewfinder see the exposition and all that kind of thing. So it's so good. So I said, yeah, I'm done with this. And then the X-T2 came that year. So yeah, it's right now. I'm really really happy about that, because for me, a camera is like a part of yourself. I always, maybe I'm the worst Fujifilm ambassador, but when people ask me about Fujifilm, I say, yeah, you have to try it and you have to feel it. It's not for everybody. It's for, you have to try it and see if it works for you, because maybe you don't like the colors, or maybe you don't like the camera, or you don't like how it works, or the menus or whatever. So for me, it's like in photography, you have to try it, you have to feel it. For me, I'm not a very tech guy. I don't like to try new things, different. And yeah, for me, if something works for me, it's fine. I don't need anything else. So yeah, it's like this.
Yeah, I picked up a X-T3 recently, in fact, a year ago maybe, just for personal stuff, and I love it. Like, I've never used Fuji before, but it's really nice and produces good photos, like pretty much straight out of camera. Like, you can just leave those like processed JPEGs as they are and just use them. So for family stuff, it's great.
Yes, it's that profiles. I don't know the English for the name that you can create with your camera, the Belvia, Provia, and then you can adjust the curve and the saturation and the highlights and the shadows. With that profiles, you can create really really good GPS to you don't have to use RAW. I use RAW because I always use RAW plus GPS, and also for me it's important because the visualization in the screen with that settings are much. You see the photos much more. The other day in Rome, Monica took my camera. I said, I don't like, and he changed the settings, and he put a really nice color. So I was shooting with the colors and everything. Yeah. It's good. A lot of people like do the same as you. And in Rome, Alisa Beer was shooting with an X Pro 3. That is my favorite ever camera from Fujifilm, and she had it. But she said, "This is for personal stuff. For my business, I use Canon." I said, "Yeah, fine. You have to find the right camera for the right moment. It's good."
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I heard this right, but do you have a special camera with Fujifilm?
I have an X-T2 with the serial number is my name, because in that moment we did I would say like a beta testing, maybe, like they sent us that camera to try it before going to production. So they sent us to different ex-photographers that camera to try it. We try it, and when they do the actual production, they give us one with our name as serial number.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
It's really nice. That I love that camera. It's like a memory, a really good memory.
Yeah. So what else does your role as a ambassador involve other than beta testing?
I think it depends. It depends a bit on the country that you are, because you can work, you can do projects with your country or with Fujifilm Global for Fujifilm Japan. Our role is it's crazy because we don't have a role. They don't have, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. More or less, and I'm very bad in the social media, so I'm not here promoting and everything. So for me, it's all very very organic. If they need something from me, they ask me, and it's fine. And also, when the project comes from Japan, the budget is much higher, so you can do better things, like the one that I shoot with Monica. Have you seen that one? The one with the old couple?
Yes. Is it titled Precious?
Yes,
Yeah.
because as usual, Monica make a mistake, and I don't know what's happened with that.
Yeah.
Precious, I think that scene is like they put it at the beginning of all the videos that they make for that lenses that they putting out these new lenses. So for this camera, they have to put Precious, and then they have to put the name of the photographers. But Monica don't understand very well what they have to do. So, and we don't have time to do it because it was really, really fast. We have to do it in 15 days. So at the end, it's like Precious, and people think that the title is Precious, but not. The title is About Love. That is the word Hans said in the video.
Yeah.
And that kind of projects are. For me, I also talk about that in my presentation in Way Up North. I put one of the photos that I took that day, and it was like really mind changing. Taking photos to them and spending one day with them. This couple had living a lot of things, and we were talking, and we are right there, and we were like friends. It was like a really amazing experience to be able to shoot that.
Yeah.
I say that I would pay for do that again. Yeah, it's like it's so nice, and also it's the first time that I work with Monica in a project, and then from that we have doing other things, like we also a video for Pic-time, like last year.
Yeah.
But it was the first one, and it was very, 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 very special.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It was a lovely video, and that couple just seems so cute. I have to say.
Yeah, and Monica did an amazing work, because at the end we are selling a lens. We are trying to sell a lens. It's at the end they pay us for selling a lens, not for telling a story. So it was a really how he managed to do this thing. It was amazing. You see that video, and you don't think that someone is trying to sell you a lens. You see that story that is amazing. And Monica is so talented that make this work really, really, really well.
Yeah, no, totally. I want to talk about your approach to shooting in a bit, but first, because I've been in this world of like camera bags recently, and thinking about minimizing our kit and shooting out in the wild. So I want to talk about that just for a little bit, and this might be more.
I love to talk about that, because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man, and I'm very simple with that. So yeah.
So for those of our listeners or watchers who, I think it was in the last episode, I had a camera bag arrive, and I got very excited during the recording. But I have been playing with all my new toys and bags and stuff, but. Packing for destination weddings seems to be something that a lot of people, especially new to the industry, kind of struggle with. And especially now that we're kind of coming back into traveling again, or if you're not already traveling, I'm sure you've been thinking about this, but let's start super basic, okay? Let's talk about the simple things that you need to pack as a destination wedding photographer. And the most basic thing I can think of is like clothes. So start with clothes and like how do you pack for a destination wedding?
For me, it's very simple. I always pack with a cabin bag in that I take my clothes in, and then I my equipment bag or something that is also very small. So in my cabin bag, I have the clothes for the wedding. I'm very simple. I have a shirt and some. I'm trying to think the word. There's some trousers and then also some. I don't use shoes. I use sport shoes or something like that. And I'm very simple. I try to be elegant, but not too much, and relaxed. I don't want to be mistaken with a guest or something like that. So I'm trying to be formal but informal. Like this. For me, it's about being practical and simple things, and not trying to think too much about bow ties or something like that, or whatever. For me, it's been very simple. And about
someone's recycling
with the glasses. Yeah,
good.
And also about my equipment, I have a very small bag. I have two bodies, X-T4, and then I have 3 or 4 lenses. It depends. For me, it's the 17, 23, 33, and 50 that are equivalent to the 24. 35. No, I don't use it now. 16. I put the 16, the 23, the 33, and the 50. Is the 24, 35, more or less 50, more or less 80, more or less.
Yeah.
So it's they are small and compact. Instead the 50 that is a bit bigger. So but it all goes on the same bag because it's a small bag, and also I put a flash there because I use it on the party.
Yep.
And that is my best equipment. Also, I have a dual strap for having both cameras at the same time. I think it's more or less what I pack for a wedding. Mostly, my weddings I shoot it with in one body the 16, and in the other body I use mostly the 33. So with the for 24 50 I use 90% of the way, or 95% of the way I shoot it with these two.
Very cool.
And are you on the X-T4 now, or are you still using your X-T2 with the serial number?
No, the X-T2 is at home, and I use those two X-T4, and it's a good body, and for me it was really fine. And as I told you, I changed the cameras because I use it very, very much. So all the seasons, and then on the when I go to the mountains, I use the same X-T4 with, and also I have the same approach when I go to the mountains because I don't want to have too much weight and everything. So I use one lens, one body. So I bring the X-T4 and the 1680 f4. So it's equivalent to 24 120, I think, in full frame.
Yep.
So it's the only thing that I use. So I try to keep it simple always.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're trying to do the same, which is, I feel like it's maybe a little bit harder to do being video because we have like tripods and maybe a light, but we're really starting to shrink it all down.
I'd say we always were quite minimal, but every so often it starts to build up a wee bit, and you're like, why have I bought that? I need to rethink this. Okay, let's cut that down, back down to as minimal as possible. Yeah.
In fact, I feel like one of my favorite things to do at the moment is go to the video forums on Facebook. It's not my favorite thing, but sometimes when I'm bored, I do this, and I see the trolleys of gear that videographers have, or like someone was talking about their setup recently, and they had 5 cameras, and I'm like, what is going on here? This is crazy. But if it works for them, I'm just saying it's not going to work for me. That would not make me happy.
Yeah. We wouldn't be taking that like on a hour-long hike up in the sky.
No, absolutely not. I suppose one thing that people might think to ask would be, do you check in any luggage to travel, or do you keep it all on you at all times?
I keep all on me all times.
Yeah.
Because that's why I use the cabin bag, and I also go with because my bag, my equipment bag is not a backpack. It's a small bag like this. It's with the two bodies like this, and the four lenses that are small.
Yeah.
So it's small. So I travel very, very light, and I travel to check things, because you never know what will happen with that kind of thing. So here in Spain, I don't know, there in Scotland, this past year, you have to check the cabin bag. You have to check it. You can't take it with you because of the COVID policy and that kind of things.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't mind to pack it, because there is nothing important. I always travel with my small bag with everything. So I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't like to trying to checking things, because it's a risk that you take if you lose that kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you shoot with flash at all, or?
No, I only use it on the party, because when I start shooting weddings in 2011, I've coming from skateboarding and snowboarding photography, and at that times we use flashes, a lot of flashes, to like maybe 2 or 3 flashes. So I was used to use it. So I started shooting weddings, and I used the flash. So it was crazy trying to use the flash with sunlight and with everything. It was like really crazy. You had to have a portable flash studio. It's crazy, and I was starting to realize that what I'm doing this because I don't need it. Actually, right now I can do a lot of things much better, and if I have good light, I don't need to put more light. So on the first years, very quick, the first 2 years, we realized that for most part of the wedding, we don't need flashes. So from the last maybe 6-7 years, I only use flash for the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Do you have any travel tips for those just starting out? Like, maybe not travel tips. Maybe how to get started doing destination weddings. If that's something that our listeners are wanting to do, but they don't really know how to. What advice would you give them?
About the traveling, or about the traveling itself, or how to get destination weddings?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't ask that question very well. How to get destination weddings? Would you recommend getting in contact with planners, or start taking holiday photos?
Okay, I'm not the right person to answer that question, because for me it's all very organic, and I don't even write to a wedding planner or whatever. So for me it's like really, really strange. But as I guess, and I talk to a lot of people, I think I don't know if it works or not. I think it's working with the wedding planners, maybe doing some editorials or doing something with them, or maybe also sending your portfolio and saying if they need something somewhere that you are available. So I think you have to do that kind of things, because if not, they can't be knowing all the photographers that are coming out. So you have to get to know to them. So I think it's important that maybe they don't even read your email or whatever, but maybe she writes, she likes your style, and maybe she can give you some work. Also the venues, working when you work in a venue, sending them photos or talking with people. I try to always to be very organic with everything. It's only being yourself when you talk with people, being nice with everybody, with the people you work with the videographers, because this is a thing that we can talk a lot about videography and photography things. But always be nice with everybody is the best way of getting jobs to use. If you are nice, or the videographer can recommend you, or the wedding planner can recommend you, or the venue can recommend you. Sometimes I'm very surprised because some venue recommend me. They had me in their brochure with my name there, and I don't know why, but I suppose because I never talk with one venue saying, I want you to put me in your brochure. I never talk with anybody about that. I'm in some brochure. I don't know why. That's good. I suppose because you are nice with people, you take good photos or photos that they like, so they say, okay, this guy is nice, so we can recommend him. So I think it's like this.
Yeah, I can't reiterate that enough. In the age of like digital stuff and putting out your brand and everything, there is nothing more powerful than just being yourself, being nice to work with, and being a genuine person to push your business. Yeah, like I genuinely can't say more about that. I
totally agree. I totally agree that I think is the word that as I see photography in general, not wedding photography, all photography, and in your personal life is the same. If you are nice with people, if you are trying to understand what they are saying to you, if you listen to them, that is also important. But you can talk to a lot of people, but if you only talk about yourself, you are not doing a genuine conversation. You have to listen to people, and I think is the most important thing. People is and of course most important the weddings, because the people is the weddings is about people.
Absolutely.
So and very important people for the persons that you are working for the couples. So being nice with everybody is important. And if we can go back to the beginning when we talk about the type of weddings that I want to shoot at that moment of S2 Studio, because if I want to do my work as I want to do it, I need to connect, not connect, but being on the same with the people that is similar to me, not with, for me, high end class people that is not like me. So I think it's all is like a whole thing about different things that at the end is the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people want to get to know us a little better, you can join us on Patreon at patreon.com/perspective by Cinemate. It's really hard to segue into these little Patreon ads, so I do apologize for just going straight into it.
You have to get money to do this thing and to spend this time on doing this interesting podcasts and interviews. It gets a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I think you have to do it. It's fine.
Hey Greg, do you fancy talking about Wooden Banana for a bit?
What, you mean the albums they make?
Yeah, hang on. Let's play some of the videos for our viewers.
Look at that.
These look so good.
Do you know anyone that likes making albums for their clients?
No. I mean, that's why we're filmmakers, so we don't have to do that.
But Wooden Banana, they've sort of simplified the process for everybody. So it's less options, less confusion, usually means more sales. They've got free album designer for you. They've got editable guides that you can work from. They've just made ordering and selling albums as easy as possible.
Yeah, and we've mentioned this already, but how good do they fucking look?
Yeah.
Those covers, they come in like a classic linen fabric to a more unique suede and velvet. I mean, and I have seen these in person as well. They were at the Thrive workshop that we have continually mentioned on this podcast many a time. They do feel great. I'm not going to lie. And speaking to Mark, they are actually affordable, which makes selling them worth your time, which is like hugely important. So, I mean, you can't really do much better. Plus...
Yes, you can.
What?
You can do better, because if you use the code Perspective and register today, you can get 50% off your first sample album. Check that out.
Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. We do bring it for our listeners. Enjoy that promo code. Beautiful products for photographers looking to grow their business through bespoke customer service. Wooden banana. Wooden banana, baby.
Getting on to your shooting style and sort of your style of photography, how would you describe your style of photography?
I should say it's about I'm going back again to my way of not presentation. I would make myself that question, and I replied way up north, and I said the three most important things for me, and it keeps me motivated to shoot weddings, because after 12 years shooting weddings, it's difficult to be motivated. But for me, I'm really happy to be to every wedding. I'm very relaxed. I'm very calm, and that's very important because I never get nervous. I'm very and I did very well that before, and I'm not nervous. And if something happens on the wedding, that's always happened. I'm very no worry. This is very easy. I try to be like this. But getting back to the question. I said, well, not say three things. One is adventure, because for me, every wedding is an adventure.
Yep.
It's like when I go out to the mountains, is like this. You can climb a mountain a lot of times, but every time is different, because the people that are around is different. Also, the weather can be different. Also, the light can be different. Also, everything is different. So, if you look at it, it's always different. So you always have that motivation to do that. Also, I said emotions, because for me, emotions are everything on weddings. Trying to capture that emotions it's what motivates me a lot, because that smile, that cry, that when people look at each other, or that emotions for me are a lot. And for me, the main thing are the people that you meet in the weddings, and also the work that you made for the couples, that are the memories of their wedding. You have that responsibility, and also that we are very lucky when you deliver your work and they thank you a lot, or they cry or whatever.
Yeah.
We have that work that makes sense to be a wedding photographer, because people is only really thankful to you. And I think we have, for me, one of the best jobs in the world, because we work in a very happy day of their life, where everybody is happy to be there. There is a lot of emotions, and at the end they are paying you and they are saying thank you to you. So it's like, my God, what can we ask for more? I don't know.
Yeah.
So how about, you said that a lot of your work, even though it's destination wedding, it's still within your own country sometimes. How do you plan for a destination when you're going there? Do you, like, pre-production, are you using Google Maps to see where, like, there might be good light, or see what the location looks like?
Yeah, have you been on Rome? Oh yeah, because I was talking about that on Rome. Yeah. I would say that different parts of the wedding. In the pre-wedding part, I always I look for my plane tickets, for my car, for my hotel. I look for everything because I want to do it by myself, because I want to do it at the time that I want to go, and I want to take the car I want to take. I want to stay where I want to stay. Also, I try to not. I look for not that the price is not expensive. I try to look for things that are the most cheaper that I can get, because I don't want to charge that too much to my couples. So that's the thing. In the pre-planning, I also, so if I don't know the venue, I normally take a look to see where I'm going, just to see where I'm going. About Google, sometimes I go to Google Earth and I take a look at the place, but it depends. I don't do it anytime. So sometimes if I want to do the session not in the same venue, I look around with Google Earth and see what I can find around.
Yeah.
But I think that's I used to it. Used to do it like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Right now, I'm not trying not to prepare so much the things, because I like also to be surprised by the place and surprised what I can find there. But normally, yes, I take. If I don't look at Google Earth, maybe I go 1 hour before to the wedding venue, and I try to look around and see what I see and everything. Also, about planning the wedding, I also have a meeting with the couple the week before, for talking about times, about when they want to shoot the portrait session, or what time are we doing the family portraits, or what time do I have to arrive, and all that kind of things. About preparation is I suppose it's more or less the things that I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, talk us through your approach to shooting a wedding then. Like, once you're there, how are you on the day? Like, what's your approach?
I myself, more or less, because I'm very. If you saw me shooting a wedding, I'm very relaxed, and I'm very relaxed, but very aware of everything, because I want to have it everything. I'm very I have to do. If I don't have something, I get completely mad. But I know what I can get and what I can't get. Okay. So I try to be all very candid. I don't try to post things, especially in the getting ready and all the things. Everything is fine for me. If I see that there is better light in one part of the room, I prefer to do it there. But if I can do it and don't get mad about it, yes, I shoot what's happening. And I try not to say people, please do it again, do it again. I don't like to do that because I think it's like you are changing the things that are happening, because if you are taking a photo of something that they have to repeat, they maybe said, I repeat this for the photo or something like that. I try everything to be very, very, very natural. Yeah. Also, I think I do the typical bride boom shoot with the dress hanging. I do that. But sometimes I think about it. I was saying, I don't know if I should do this or not, because it's so artificial. Sometimes I think it's not. Yeah. So sometimes I say to her that maybe he look at it or take it or whatever. But normally I take the photo and then I set her to take it and all the kind of things. Also the shoes and all the kind of things. I don't mind to do it, because that day I have to work 10 hours or the hours that I have to, so I don't mind to do it. As I always said to my couples, I said to them that they have to ask me for whatever they need for me, because if we don't take the photos that day, we are not going to take that photos ever. So I always said, you have to ask me for all the photos that you want, because if not, you are not to have it. So I don't mind what they asked me for, if they want a photo of what they wanted, I will take it. So I don't mind. That day I'm there for them, so I don't mind to shoot whatever they ask me for. Then when the ceremony is more or less the same, I am taking photos of what's happening, and then on the portrait session, also what I do, I talk a lot about the portrait session, and I always try to recommend them to do it maybe on the sunset or maybe the best time for the light. So I always say to them that I recommend it to do it, but it's not mandatory to do it. So I can do it anytime. But as I always say the same quote. The better the light, the better the photos. It's like that. So if we have good light, we have good photos. I say that. So normally they let me do what I want to do at the time I want to do. Sometimes, like last year in Barcelona, the last wedding that I shoot, we were on the dinner, and it was a very amazing light, and the groom want to shoot a photo with his car because it was a new car or whatever, and the light was running out. So I said, we have to do it now or not, and I think they are just before the dessert, so they say, we're going to take the photos, and we're going to take the photos, and the guys from the catering was saying, hey, you have to go back, and they will say, no, let us, we are paying for this, and we know what we want to do. So I think that make happy to the couples and do what they want to do, and everything works fine. And also another thing that I try to do is always, I said where north. I said this is I'm their lighthouse. So I'm like always like their reference. If they need to something or something is wrong or they need my help for anything, they can come to me and I will solve it. Because if for me it's much easier to do it than for them. Because sometimes I have a really very funny stories about that, because about rings, that they forgot the rings on the house, and then when they are doing the ring ceremony, I have to, where are the rings? Well, everybody was looking at it, and I know that the rings are on the house, so I go back to the house to take the rings, or another time with the rings also that it's supposed that the rings is being for with the dog. They have a dog and the rings, and the dog I know and lost the rings, so they don't have rings. So we have to do it with another ring that someone let us, and we have to solve it like that. So you have to be, in a way, you have to be prepared for everything. Keep calm is the most important thing, and I'm very good at this. That's why I have so confidence with my brides also, and I like a coach before going out to the ceremony. I always do that in my coaching speech, and I say, you have to enjoy this, because you only it only happened once in your life. So at this moment, please go slow. And I say also to the godfather, go slow, very, very slow, and look to the people. It's trying also to make the experience the best, because I have the experience of shooting 350 weddings. So I have to share it with them, and that they feel comfortable with me. So
it's so funny, isn't it, that when we get into the moment, like, people just want to rush. They obviously get so excited, and there's a lot of planning on the day, and they just, when things start to happen, it's like, and they just, they don't know what to do, so they just do it really fast. And you do have to just remind them to enjoy the moment. Like, yes, this has been a long time coming, but my goodness, like, just, this is your life. This is an important moment. Calm down and enjoy it.
I always say that to them. When I have the previous meeting on the week before the wedding, I said, when you start the wedding, everything goes really, really, really quick. So the more calm you stay, the better, because you will enjoy everything more. I will be there taking the photos for you to remember this, but if you live by yourself, it's much better. Yeah. So but at the end, that way, especially the bride is very nervous about everything, and sometimes it's difficult. But that's why I give my coaching. I say, you have to be relaxed and everything. And they sometimes when they remember this, when I talk with them after the wedding, and they said me, Javi, thank you for saying this, because I was so nervous, and I was so it's good to do it. They have a very nice experience.
Yeah. You mentioned the emotion and light are important to you when you're creating an image. So when you're with the couple, what else are you looking for when you're sort of holding your camera up and ready to press that shutter button? What are you looking for to make a good image for the couple?
In the portrait session, or in all the wedding?
Portrait session. We'll go with that.
But the portrait sessions, for me, I'm very relaxed on the portrait session. I'm not very I don't know what type of shoot I want to do. I never prepare that. Also, try not to make it too pose. So I when I talk with them, I always say that for me, the portrait sessions had to be like a moment for them to enjoy each other and to have fun. Because on the wedding they don't have time to be together without knowing without people around them. So this is a moment for them. So this is important that they enjoy together. So they have to be present, and they have to be with themselves. Also, I don't like photos that are too deep, like this kind of, I don't know how to say it, but so deep. So I like better that the photos are not so perfect composed and everything. I prefer moments that smile, or that side when they look each other. So I prefer that kind of things, that everything perfect and prepared to be like this hand had to be here, or this finger is here, or I don't like to pose. So for me, my main direction is like we at the beginning is the hold hands and walk, come here, go back, and then come running through me or whatever. And then when I see that they are more comfortable, I don't take too much close images with the 35 or whatever close, because it's not my photography. I prefer to shoot with the 50. So for me, it's so different, and it's why my photography is like this, because I don't feel very not comfortable, but I don't know, I don't feel it that my photography is like this. So I also trying to be at some distance, and then I also try to say funny things to them. I'm not a very funny person, but something for them to smile. I don't give them many instructions on things to do. And then also what also trying to do is a F2 Studio signature photo, or whatever you call it, something with composing with nature or what I have. So I was trying to look for that. If I'm in a venue that I can do it, I try to do it. But mainly what I say to them is that they have to enjoy. They have that maybe half an hour for them. Because when I do the meetings, normally they are very afraid of the portrait session. They are like, I'm not photogenic. The bride always said, I'm not photogenic. And I said, 99% of you always said that, but I have the experience, and I know that you will be really, really amazing, because on that day you are happy and you are going to enjoy. And what I want to be is that you be natural, that you get yourself, and you will see the photos and you will say, I'm very good at the photos. So I'm very relaxed. I don't have that kind of approach that knowing what shoot do you need and what and this one, and I try not to do it in that way.
Yeah. Cool. Plus, they're going to be with you for that part of the day, so of course they're going to have fun.
Yeah. I try. For me, it's, as I told you, I'm very thankful for being wedding photographer because I love what I do. I love interacting with people, and also being with them in this maybe half an hour. For me, is like trying to know them better and to talk about different kind of things and everything. So it's good. Also, I try to follow them on social media to know something about them because if they like dogs or not, or if they like mountains or they have brother or sisters, and at least you know something about them that is not trying to shoot someone that you don't know. So I try to also do my research and know something about them, and then because I'm like I'm very easy to know people and to talk with them. I'm very open, and if they give me confidence, I will be talking with them about everything. So
Hey, I'm Ashley from With Jack. I'm one of the sponsors of the Perspective podcast. With Jack helps to keep photographers in business by supporting them financially and legally if they have problems with a client or they make a mistake in their work. We've all had that fear of our CF card or our hard drive failing and losing important photos. You can find out more at withjack.co.uk. Head over there and find out how we can help you be a confident creative.
So once you've shot your wedding and you're back home, or maybe you're still on the road, like how long does it take you to edit a gallery for a couple, and what do you deliver? Like how many images do you actually give them?
It depends a bit. I always edit at home because I like to edit at home because I not take too much time. Maybe 4 hours in the selection or from the cooling of the things or the photos for saying numbers. Maybe I should. It depends if I have a second shooter or not. I like to work with second shooters, but it depends if they pay for it. It's fine. If not, I can do it for myself.
Yeah.
But maybe I can finish my weddings with 4,000 photos. If I'm not for myself, okay. If I'm working alone, maybe 4,000 photos, and I try to edit. I don't have a fixed number, but maybe 700, 800. It depends. It depends on how many hours do I shoot.
Yeah.
How many things are happening. As I told them, I never delete photos that are important or are for them. I don't mind to have to edit 100 photos more because it's not so much time. So it depends on the wedding, or it depends on the time I have been shooting, or on everything. And maybe if we have a largest portrait session, so I have more photos, or maybe. Right now, I'm doing some slideshow with some movement and everything, and I shoot more photo sequences of movements and everything. I have more photos, but normally it's around 4 hours for selecting everything, and editing. It depends a bit on the light or whatever, because here in Asturias we have a lot of, like Scotland, we have a lot of cloudy days, so for me are perfect for editing because it's very, very, very easy. So maybe it takes me, I don't know, 6 hours or maybe 8 hours. It depends a bit of everything. And sometimes even it's more, if it's easy, maybe 4 hours. But and in this last from last year, I'm trying with Imagine AI. A bit. I'm trying. I create my profile, and I was trying last year. I'm working mainly on my profile because I think it's the AI is very, very important, training the machine. And the more you train it and the more data you give to him, is the better it will do it. So I'm working on it. And last year it saved me some time, not too much, because I'm very quick editing, but I continue to use it because I think if I manage to get the perfect profile for myself, I think it will help me to save some time. And if I save 2 hours, perfect. I have 2 hours more to do other things. So I think it's good.
Yeah,
exactly.
More time in the mountains.
More time in the mountains, absolutely.
Right.
There you go.
Yes, totally. On the mountains or with people or with doing a podcast with you, for me, it's about everything that makes me happy and makes me live my life, make me my own algorithm, as I said in the Way Up North presentation. It's important in my life because the photos that I take are part of the things that I live. So having more time, 2 hours more or 4 hours more or whatever you have is much better. Our problem, and more your problem, is the hours that you spend in the computer. We are not here to be in front of the computer. We are here to be outside or shooting weddings or whatever, but not editing and looking at the clips one by one. You are my heroes. All the videographers. You are the best here. So you. Oh my God! Going home with so much clips and trying to look another play.
Yes, it's tough out there. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, so I'm gonna bring it back to your talk at Way Up North. Yes. Obviously, you've done many conferences, you've done many workshops. What do you think photographers struggle with the most, or what's your experience with photographers?
It depends of how many times they have been shooting. Yeah, because at every stage everything is different. You have at the beginning when you go to a workshop or a conference, everything looks fine. Everything is amazing. Everything that everybody said is like, they close the note. And then for the next, it's like proportional. The most conference that you go, the less you write down. It's like this. I've been going from 2011. I think I don't know how many conferences and workshops I've been doing, but thousands, not thousands, but hundreds. I think. For me, right now, I've seen so much conference that the thing that for me is more is authenticity. How the people that is speaking to me seems real for me. Yeah, that he talk with his heart or his brain or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because for me, I saw a lot of presentation of people there are things that I've been listening for the last years or trying not to be yourself, because not everybody is a TED Talk presenter or something like that, because it's all the good thing about all of us is who we are. Yeah. So it's sort of like a cliche that everybody said you have to be yourself, but it's not about that. I think you have to try to be yourself, but also giving tools to the attendees to learn something. It's what I try to do in my presentation. I want to people understand that the things that I do, and the things that it makes me the person that I am, and the photos that I take. So but also you have to talk about what I do with the couples, or how I try to feel them important for me. Yeah. And I try also to do some practical things that they can learn from me. So it's not all about inspiration. And also in my presentation, I try to talk to all the things that I say are like, I'm like that, and in my work is like that. I try to like translate what I do in life, translate into my work. Like I reinforce what I'm saying with facts. Not it's very easy to say. Then I think you have to be yourself. Yeah, it's very easy. Yeah, you have to be yourself. Yeah, of course you have to be yourself, but people need some help and guiding to do that. And I think listening to different people, it's the best thing to trying to find your way. And because for me, I have a lot of experience in workshop and whatever, and for me, it's not the same. I don't have the same perception of other people that is in their first year of shooting weddings on the second year. For me, I look for another kind of things in a speaker. I look for authenticity. I look for people who think outside of the box, and you say, "Oh my God, this guy is so smart doing that," or say, "This guy is shooting what they think or what he is." So for me, it's that kind of thing. Other people need someone who tell you have to do this. Yeah. Or I do this. And yes, for me, it's fine. You have to respect. I know. Also, try on Way Up North. I try to show all the presentations, or because for me, being a speaker, you have to respect the other speakers. You have to go there. And I have to practice my presentation, but I decided not to practice because for me it's more important being there than practicing my presentation, because not for knowing what the others are saying, because this can make you nervous. But I was so comfortable with the things that I'm going to say that I don't mind what other people said, but it's good to be there, listen to other and how they see things, because maybe they see different from you, but and you get that. So, but also because you have to have respect with the other speakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I reply the question, because I started speaking and
the question was more about what you saw in other photographers, but to be honest, I found what you were saying more interesting. Because we never.
You did also cover it as well.
You did,
to some extent, though, because you were talking about like some photographers who are early in their career. They need that step-by-step sort of actionable advice, whereas in the later stage, you're more looking for like, I don't know the word, but some sort of
yes. Also,
the word. Yeah.
Yes, I think also it's what we saying before. If you want to shoot a more personal work, more of yourself, if you follow the steps that someone say to you, maybe you don't reach to the place that you want to reach. Also the process of self-analyzing yourself or self-thinking or self-reflection is also very, very, very important. Yes, at the beginning it's important to learn how to take photos and learn something about the business and everything, but at one moment you have to stop and think and say, this is what I want to do, or the thing, how are I doing the things and everything. And that's the difficult part about this, and also about not being burned out for shooting too much weddings or whatever. I think it's, you have to maintain your passion, your passion, and in my case, it is about doing what I love to do and working with the couples I like to do. And when I say working with the couples, sometimes I'm very critical with the ideal client. This thing is for me, it's like the ideal client. My God, the ideal client, this is my ideal client. I want to find my ideal client.
Yeah.
Let's relax a bit because about the ideal client, For me, the ideal client is someone who I'm comfortable with. And sometimes it's people like the wedding that they shoot in Barcelona that I told you before, the groom want a photo with his ports because it's a new ports and whatever. But they were so nice, and I connect a lot with them, and they were high class, so I don't mind. They are my couples, and I'm happy to shoot their wedding because I feel very comfortable with them. So, and also the couple like I booked yesterday for next year, that is from a small village next to me. They get married in a venue 15 minutes from my home. They want to pay the money, and I asked them, and they were very, very happy to book me. So it's an honor to shoot their wedding. Yes, it's a venue that I shoot a lot of weddings there. Yeah, of course, and they are very simple person and average person. Maybe I don't know that the dress it will be a very normal dress and everything. But for me, at this moment of my journey in photography, it's about the people that connect with me, not about the venue or about the bride dress or about it's not about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we feel very much the same. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We realize this is a long format. I mean, I'm looking at the timer here, and it's just ticked over 2 hours and 25 minutes. So thank you so much. Like, honestly, I feel like this all the time. Like, usually the timer is hidden under the laptop, so I'm not really paying attention to the time, which I should be, because that's bad hosting. But I'm just, you start talking about the things that you love in life and connecting with other people, and time flies by.
Yeah.
But
for me, it's about I thought I was so comfortable talking with you, and it was like it's what I like to do. So talking with people and having interesting conversation about everything. This time is more focused on myself because I have to be interviewed. So it's not about myself, but I suppose people that follows you normally knows more about you, but this time it's about me. But next time it will be someplace and we will talk more about you, not also
absolutely
about me. I hope we can meet in some moment of our lives, because you live also in a very special place for me. Also, Scotland is like I love Scotland. I only been there one time, but for me it reminds me a lot of where I live, because it's totally different. The landscape is totally different, but the vibe and the connection with nature is the same. And also, you are Celtic people, like Asturias people from here. Is like we have more or less the same culture, I think.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. And when I were there, it's like I feel very, very connected. I feel very connected with the nature places, but with Scotland it was like really, really nice. I think it's like the same James that I have in my bag or something like that. Maybe is there also, and also the amazing country that you have, that is really, really, really nice.
Yeah, we love our country. For those that want to find more of you, where can people find you online?
I suppose about myself, I think is follow me on my Instagram account, Javier Abad. That is, I'm not too active on the posting, but in my stories, I think I post more normally. And also about my work is in the Instagram profile F2 Studio, and on my website f2studio.es is where people can find me. I think it's translated in English, so they can read what they want to see. But mostly it's about about weddings, but also the personal things like the micro stories, the kind of thing that I write down. But maybe maybe I have to promise that I will write something about the Minorca thing, about the Minorca thing for motivate myself and for doing it for the people. So I should do that. Because I want to do it. I help people to do it.
I'll be watching your website. I'll be hassling you. I'll send you wee messages on Instagram.
Yeah, okay. You can send me. We are waiting for it. We are waiting for what? What we are waiting for what? What we are waiting? Minorca? Maybe. Yeah. So yeah. Please hit me some DMs. Let's see how. If I want to do it, so I have to find time to do it because and hopefully before the season starts, because if not, maybe it's let's have to do it.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yes.
And people can find us at cinematefilms.co.uk on Instagram and Facebook /cinematefilms. We hope you loved this episode, and if you did, you can join us on Patreon, like I've said a few times on this podcast, at patreon.com/perspective by Cinemate. For as little as £1, you can support the podcast, and for the price of a coffee every month, you can get access to all our Q&As and other bonus content that'll live there. If you don't have See, I'm having so much fun. I'm just rushing. If you don't have any money to give, that's absolutely fine. You can still hit subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and listen for free. If you could leave a review, that would be wonderful. And or maybe even give you a shout out. Haven't done it for a while, but maybe we will. However,
in the meantime,
enjoy your life. Oh, what's the button? Wait, it's the purple one.